in the bottom right in the blue, putting the hammer and tongs to Estrella in an incredible series. He is, for the Shopify Rebellion, Byun. And his opponent in the upper left in the red. Probably the third best Protoss in Korea right now. He is herO. Hello, I Only Achieve. Glad you're here with us on this journey of magic and mayhem that we have had thus far. We had Estrella versus Byun, which, while a fantastic series, honestly, not the best iteration from them I've had. I've had so many base trades between those two that are just incredible. Thank you, DankB23. I do work hard on the stream tech that I've built for myself. Well, the highlights are, yeah, there's some. I wrote some scripts for that. But like I made the ticker that we see out of game. I made that. I built that. It pulls directly from Liquid PD as that updates. Bunch of other stuff. Wait, the probe? Don't kill an SCV. No, that's not allowed. SCV will stay alive. Okay. But that last series between Byun and Estrella. Oh, he's gonna die for it. Is he gonna get it? Oh no! Oh no! The bait. The bait. Byun just keeps it low and repairs it in the last second. The probe goes down. The mental damage herO. This series over. It's gonna be a 0-3. Actually, not really, but you know. I gotta say though, I'm somewhat disappointed in that series. We did not have base trades that went down to a single unit, which is what I expect out of herO versus Estrella. And if I don't get it, I'm a sad boy. But that's neither here nor there, because this series we have a Reaper on the side of the map. We also got a proxy from herO on the bottom side. I think this is just going to be for Stargate Oracle. Although, yeah, okay, Stargate. Yeah, we didn't get up to the, well, I guess we did, but anyway, Stargate is the most likely play. There's the Reaper on the low ground now. It's going to be forced down. But what it has seen is a lot of nothing. If you count the pylons, you're going to see that herO is missing one in his main, which may tell Byun something. But at this point, well, actually, in this matchup, it's not all that uncommon. Or it is very uncommon, excuse me, to drop a pylon just to drop a pylon. PvP, sometimes it's the meta every game, but not in this one. Now, the Zella is going to try to knock down the Widowmine, but it does not have the damage for it. So, Widowmine's in the high ground, will keep Byun safe on this one base build. He is really leaning into this heavy Widowmine drop pressure in this matchup, apparently. He did it to Estrella 3 times in a row. He's now doing it to herO in game 1 of this series. And herO is going proxy. He's just going to go proxy Phoenix. He understands what type of game Byun is playing and doesn't even care to build oracles. It doesn't matter. He says, I'm going to catch your drop. And, well, it's not going to catch the drop anymore because the Reaper scouts it. Byun should not send his drop on the south side now. Or on the west side, I guess. Where is the drop coming from? Hello there, Corn Muscles. The Emerald equals Pog. Oh, Widowmine's the bait Widowmine. Actually, not even the scariest one. That one should have been visible, but it was not. That being said, where's our drop? Not there. Byun kind of realizing that this is Phoenix play and doesn't want to just be abused by that. He's going to keep his Widowmine. He's going to keep his army at home. And this game is really turning into this extremely technical double blind situation where both players are going for things and their opponents are scouting just enough of it that herO knows what Byun is doing, Byun knows what herO is doing. So because herO knows what Byun's doing, Byun changes things up and stays at home and says, okay, well, I'm just not going to run out on the map. I'm not going to sacrifice my units. And because I know you're going to react to what I'm doing. Oh, Raven, you got to be careful. Okay. Because I know you're going to react to what I'm doing. I'm not going to get too far behind by not going for the aggression that I would otherwise be doing. The old He knows that I know that he knows that I know that he knows that I know that he knows that I know what he's doing. Third base on the way for herO. He feels comfortable enough in that. But what I think is actually the most interesting thing in this game is we are having herO go Phoenix and Blinkstalker. Charge was not the first upgrade. Instead, he's going to get three. I think he got 3 Phoenix. And behind that, Blinkstalkers are going to be on the way, which means Charge is... Well, I guess Charge still is going to finish up in time. Normally, you don't get Blinkstalkers and Phoenix because of the gas cost involved, and they kind of fulfill the same role. Map domination, maneuverability, drop defense. But not all that great in a straight-up fight is your primary fighting unit. That's why you go Phoenix Colossus, Blinkstalker Colossus, Phoenix Charge Lot, Blinkstalker Charge Lot, but not Phoenix Blinkstalker Charge Lot for the most part. But I guess the read from herO here is that he is going to be okay. This push from Byun, if it happens, is going to be late because this was effectively a 1-base build for the Widowmine drops and it got nothing done. So he should have enough time, theoretically, to make sure that he stays alive, as the Stalkers are going to kill the bunker before it salvages. So instead of getting 75 minerals back, Byun, he gets none. And the Stalkers, they'll be forced to go back for now. I mean, they still have to blink away. But the goal here really is to knock the Raven down. They're not going to get it. Byun is far too on top of things. But if he gets the Raven, that is a lot of strength removed from Byun's lineup. And the other interesting, I mean, the other thing that we got to talk about here, getting these Blinkstalkers even after the Phoenix play means that herO can really slow down the push of Byun. We see him doing it right here. He may even get the Cyclone. But every time Blink is off cooldown, he'll engage, he'll back up. The lack of concussive shells means these Stalkers are pretty much unkillable for the most part. And here we go, but the army of Byun moving forward anyways, and Charge is still somewhat far away. We are going to see a couple Stalkers go down now. And Byun's army is a scary one. He's up 30 army supplies. Stalkers are going to run forward, try to do what they can, not get as many Widow Mines as possible to make the Zealots more powerful, but Charge is done in 10 seconds, and Byun is hitting before then. We do have a shield battery overcharge, though, keeping things alive, but the Armor Shredder missile is doing so much to remove the health of this army. It does not matter, though, because the Zealots are going to get on top of things. We will see the Raven go down yet. Oh, yeah, there we go. The Zealot's dead, and shield battery overcharge doing miracles in this game. herO's Blinkstalker Micro, best in the business, keeps him alive, and now Byun is on the retreat. Stalkers blink forward. They will get a medevac as well. And now it's herO's turn to be aggressive. That army supply lead, not really there anymore. Third base, not yet done. Stalkers, they blink on top of things. I don't know if I like that one, but the Widow Mines, all but one of them will get lifted, so it's only going to be damage, not death. The Stalkers, though, they got to run back. That was maybe a little bit ballsy there, herO. A little bit too much tempo. I think he was feeling as though it's just a little bit too much in that game. In that push. Just a small amount. Okay, the Stalkers are going to move forward once again. But at this point, the army of Byun is not really something that herO can fight. And actually, he's only on 4 gateways. herO going from a really strong position where he held that push and was able to snowball it forward by blinking on top of that army. Life became very difficult for him. Now Byun has a big army. And as the more and more Widow Mines hit the field, Berlingrad does not have a long rush distance. Not really. Oh, yeah, Widow Mine. We'll get a Stalker for free. That's going to be, well, for the cost of his life, but that is effectively, when you consider that it's probably not going to get much otherwise, that's going to be nice. Widow Mines will move forward now, and Byun is going to find himself a nice position outside of the third base, outside of the fourth base of herO. By sectioning this off, it makes it so hard for herO to engage. Widow Mines are going to go on the Zealots. Nice splits from herO means he only loses half the Zealots, but even still, the army of Byun, it does push forward. And this army of herO is just kind of lacking the tech or the overwhelming supply that you need to make this fight happen. But now Zealots, they get on top of things. Nice splits from herO means he only loses like 2 Zealots to the Widow Mines. And as the sentries get added in, it looks like for now, herO will be able to hold, but the rally of Byun comes in once again, getting on top of the fourth base. And we need another warp in from herO to make this truly happen. The force fields are going to be fantastic. Widow Mine shots, again, not getting quite enough for Byun to start snowballing this through the middle of the map. Supplies are starting to equalize. +2 attack is just about done as the Zealots get on top of things. Nice lift on top of the Widow Mines as well. But it's not enough for herO to chase down. So we have this game where herO cannot mine from his fourth because it is almost going down. But on the flip side, Byun cannot break his fourth. And instead is just trading unfavorably in that engagement. In general, of course, Byun is just a little bit more cost effective. herO, though, finally getting into his mid-game tech. We have 2 disruptors on the field, Colossus behind that, extended thermal lance as well. I actually really like this decision to go disruptor first. What it means is that herO has 2 different things to micro against now. He has to kite backwards with the Zealots, but he also has to deal with disruptor shots and splitting his army into small amounts, which the Zealots love. Zealots will say, yes, please, as that's going to be Dead Phoenix. Yes, please, go into small chunks that I can surround, eat up, and destroy. Disruptors are out on the map now. herO looking to take this fight. Widowmines at the back lines this time. Disruptor shot. Byun gets on top of 1. He gets on top of 2. And everything I said doesn't matter if you don't have the disruptors anymore. Widowmine is going to drag on the army. It's a traitor indeed. But there's just not a lot of Zealots right now. Stalkers, they got to blink backwards. We're lacking the splash that herO was going to rely on by losing those disruptors. Byun, he can stim on in this game. EMPs are going to blank the army now as the ghosts arrive, and the Zealots, there are not enough warp-ins here. They warp into their immediate doom, but maybe this Colossus is going to be enough. But no, the Marauders say, yeah, you don't have extended thermal lance yet. That is going to be 1 dead Colossus, a second one going down as well. Marauders doing everything they can to shut down the tech of Byun in this game, and they can still push the fourth. The army on the right, even without its Marauders, will go down. Or will stay alive, excuse me. The fourth base is dead at this point. A bunch of probes will go down. The last warp in of the Zealots is going to have to do something. Actually, Byun just wants them to warp in. He says, yeah, waste your money on that. I'll kill him anyways. And the Zealots die. 17 probes are dead. The fourth base is dead. herO has no tech. He's down 50% the supply of his opponent. 75 to 150. And yes, 2 Colossus are on the way at a time. We have more Colossus on the field. But Colossus are not useful at all when you don't have anything to buffer for him. Yeah, no, he's going to have to sit back for a moment. Oh, Widowmine on the Colossus. Getting a little bit of hull damage there. Hello there, Mac Attack. I've heard really good things about Vampire Survivors Core Muscles. I haven't played it. I think I've just seen Day9 play it once, but I've heard really good things about it. So now we have herO looking desperately for a release valve in this game. Something to prevent the pressure, to abet the pressure that Byun is just everywhere with. But I'm not sure 3 Zealots into a third is going to be enough. But the Colossus is actually going to take a fight with half the army not fighting for Byun here, and without any Vikings, it's a little bit difficult. But the Marauders now are going to stim on forward. Plus 3 attacks actually just about to finish. These Colossus, they can still fight, and they will be able to do so. Disruptors as well. Byun's still massively ahead in army supply, but most of his army is back at home. It's not there yet, as he's kind of caught in a tech switch just a little bit. So this army that Byun has at front, while again we were looking at 102 to 30. It's not all that great just yet. Disruptor shots are going to move forward. 3 Colossus in the air. Disruptor shots now, or disruptors continuing to get added in. And Byun is one of those Terran players that loves to overemphasize his control against disruptors. That he'll stim in against a non-EMP disruptor and try to kill it off. And the disruptor just gets the shot off in the last second, and a good fight turns into a bad one. And disruptor's going to get a fairly nice job here, but now with Guardian Shield, these Vikings are doing nothing, just getting some shield damage. And herO is starting to make positive. Well, I look at units lost, and it's not true, but if we look at how herO has been fighting over the last couple minutes, he's starting to make positive trades against this army. But this is honestly only half the army of Byun. He's got a big army on the left side as well, looking for maybe the surround, looking for whatever he can find. And yeah, there's the surround coming in. Army from the left, army from the right. The Colossus are going to have to get big shots. Disruptor shots are going to try to get what they can. On the left, they will. On the right, they won't, but the Colossus are firing strong. Marauders getting on top of the Colossus. Stalker's going to do what they can. Last disruptor shot is going to get everything, but GG, it does not matter. herO falls. Byun takes game 1. Well, Dank beat 23. Losing those disruptors meant that there was nothing zoning Byun out. Then he lost his entire ground army, or lost his entire low-cost ground army, all the Zealots, which meant that nothing was defending the Colossus, and they died too. Anyways, though, game number 2 here. It is Byun, it is herO, and in the upper left, up 1-0, the former world champion Give it up for Byun. And his opponent in the bottom right, in the red, down 1, but playing a hell of a game number 1 before he lost those 2 disruptors. He is, for Dragon Phoenix Gaming, herO. And man, in that last fight in game number 1, while I didn't truly believe that herO could win, because he was just too far down, the fight almost turned on a head. It did almost favor herO there. He had +3 attack, and his disruptor shots, he got some really big ones. He almost was able to make it to the point where the Colossus could clean up, but the lack of armor upgrades really showed, and he lost all of the buffer units, all of the support units that keep the Colossus alive. And Colossus are only good as long as there's something preventing Marauders from stimming on top of them and killing them off. Man, this is weird though. Interesting positioning from the gateway and the cyber core. I guess it's one of those things where if you're not building a wall, whether it's a wall for the Reaper Cliff or wall in the natural, say, or at this position to prevent Reapers from going in, it doesn't really matter where you place your stuff, where you place your early buildings, so long as you're not putting it in a bad spot, say in your mineral line. Ooh, that is a very quick Twilight though. And for the first time in a while, we see Byun doing a different build. Part of it probably is Pride of Altaris and the fact that it has 4 levels of cliffs, and it is just long as anything. So no Reapers. I don't think. Yeah, no Reapers. Just a Marine Reactor expand. But looks like we're still going to see Widowmine drops behind this. How many though, and with what ferocity? Well, we're gonna have to see. I'm sad. I almost hit boss level 2, but I messed up, and I was playing a range build and I just died at the King's Hand, the last run I was on. I had a build that was really good for clearing everything up until the King's Hand, and then I just did not. It didn't work. Attack speeds were too slow, and I didn't have a shield. Anyways, we got the drop. Well, actually, this is a single 2 Widowmine drop now in this game. Is the Adept actually going to shade in the main base? Gonna see the timing of the Widowmine, which is of the medevac, which is the nice thing. And is not going to see the medevac leave the base. That is going to be the very nice, valuable for Byun. Although we're going to have to see whether herO suffers too much under this. Yeah, okay, so he's aware of it, but look at all this. His Stalkers are in the natural. That's where he thinks this drop is going to come in from. Okay, but he does have a couple Stalkers warping in the main base, and Blink is 5 seconds from completion. He may be able to ambush this. Blink is now done, but it is only 2 Stalkers in the medevac. It's forced out. Not going to be able to get too much done, and of course, behind this we have Charge. But this is only 2 gate, and the 3rd base is not on the way. It kind of... Generally, 2 gate Blink gets a really quick 3rd base. 354 minutes. So the fact that we're not seeing a lot here, herO is very serious in his teching up ideas in this game. Although the fact that he's denying this drop is very, very nice. The Stalkers blinking onto the high ground. That means the Warp Prism goes down. We will see a Stalker die to a Widowmine, but Widowmine is going to give its life for the cause anyways. Not a big deal. Okay. And the Widowmine is going to block the 4th base or the 5th base. That's fun. So instead of getting heavy gateway counts and doing something like that, or taking a quick 3rd, this is just a very quick 2 gate +1 Colossus. And this is another way that you can approach this game. It's a far less common option. Stalkers wobbling forward. We're going to see the auto turret get, actually nothing. Get absolutely nothing. And the Raven takes half health, which is going to diminish its usefulness later on. Okay. We got a third base underway soon now. And Byun, what is he doing in this game? We've been really focusing on herO, but it's 3-1-1. +1 stem combat shields. You all know the drill. Third base on the way now. So really it's just herO playing a much tech-heavier, slightly slower production, slightly slower economic game. And on a map like Pride of Altaris that has wonderful, wonderful chokes, and you can play with these 4 different levels of play, I don't hate it. Oh, Stalkers, though. Free tank? Free tank. Okay. That's going to be great. That means there's going to be one less tank for the eventual push from Byun. Even if Byun decides to do that, but he's pretty quickly getting into his 3-base production. 2 additional barracks going on the way. And while it's timing out right, we're going to have to see whether he actually wants to make use of it. As he did see that, well, he saw the rather quick Robo, he saw the Forge. He saw that Robo was, or the Forge was researching something. All of those things should tell him that, realistically, this build from herO is going to have enough tech that Byun is going to struggle to push through into the third. All right, so the Stalkers, though, they will find a tank. Oh, nope. Saved at the last second, but that is a low tank. That is going to be a single Stalker blink or something like that. Should Byun look to move out on the map now. But it looks like at the very least he's going to siege up to defend his third. And the game goes on. And the powerful play goes on that Byun might contribute a verse. But here we go. herO, he takes the delayed third. He gets all of his tech, all of his ducks in a row, as now we have Byun. Actually, he's moving out on the map, but the tanks are going to stay home defensively, so... Actually, no, they're not. They're going to unsiege. We got the push actually happening here from Byun. But this build idea from herO is really cool. So it's getting all your ducks in a row, getting all your tech to make yourself unkillable in the early to mid game. It's much easier to defend 2 bases than it is 3. And then you get the third, and you develop your tech a little bit more there, and then you take a quick fourth, and you take it on the gold, and you just make it so hard for the Terran to do anything. But those Zealots are going to eat Dorito cannons to the face. They got to run back. Colossus as well are going to be rather squishy. You got to be careful on that one. That being said, the Raven is dead. And we will see Dorito Cannon going down rather soon. So significant portions of Byun's army are orange as well. See, Stim's in there. This might even just be a red herring. herO may be okay with just letting this die for now, but Disruptor shots are on the map. Stalkers will blink onto the low ground to fight against the bio. And the Colossus have actually found a really nice shot where they can shoot away at this army without the tanks being a problem. But now, okay, we're going to have the army move in. Because half of Byun's army is on the left-hand side. Colossus shots, one of them will go down. Disruptor is going to get targeted down here as well, but it looks like despite that, Byun actually? No, he's going to force herO back for a second, but herO, he's going to move on forward. I think he probably could have taken that fight anyways. And now herO running in. He has established his foothold on the gold, which, by the way, is better than a normal gold. 8 mineral patches instead of 6. He's going to have so much money rolling in that the Zealot counts are going to get absolutely insurmountable. I don't know that herO can break Byun here, especially with the lack of disruptors from losing that one in the front line. But I also don't think that herO is going to be broken anytime soon from any sort of frontal push at this point. It's all going to be about the multitasking that we saw Byun, or herO kill Byun with in that previous game. But no, herO says he's going to run in now. Zealot's getting on top of the tanks. 1 goes down, 2 goes down, and yeah, we got to drop on the other side of the map. But Byun, that does not keep your base alive here. We're going to see the Vikings try to knock down the Colossus, but they just have no damage to them whatsoever. Zealot's moving in once again. The tank is going to siege, but it should go down just about immediately. Stalker's targeting that down, but the drop on the backside is going to do what it can to get on top of the Colossus. 1 will go down, but the other one is staying alive for now. Gently micro your Colossus backward, herO. Keep it alive. 21 workers die. And yes, the Colossus is dead, but herO is wonderfully happy with that one. 32 workers have died for Byun here. The damage continues to compound, and more Colossus are on the way. He has 4 base economy. GG, he says. herO ties it up, and we're going to game 3. In the upper right, in the blue, taking game 1, falling in game 2, he is Byun. His opponent in the bottom left in the red, playing a wonderful masterclass in that second game for Dragon Phoenix Gaming, herO. Now, what I'm curious about, because I do not remember the bracket off the top of my head, let's pull up Katowice. Let's pull up that round of 36, because Byun and Estrella are both in it. Hey, Brendan Raymer. Glad you're here. Thanks for the follow. Hope you're enjoying the games. I mean, I am. These games are fantastic. But let's see, the bracket. Oh, that's the round of 24. I want the round of 36. Okay, so Estrella and, or sorry, herO and Byun never meet if they both qualify through the upper bracket. It's if they meet through the lower bracket where things get interesting. And how does that work? Looks like they still stay separate, I guess. Yeah, oh, that's unfortunate. I think. It looks like, if I'm reading the bracket correctly, regardless of what happens, Byun and herO do not run into each other in the round of 36. Preacher D, you mean like every EPT final? It's almost always a PvP. But look at this, what we got from Byun. We got a 3-racks build, but this is a little bit different. This is him taking a page from something that Gumiho started doing when he came back from the military, where you get a couple Marauders to start, you get concussive shells, and you try to catch the unit. And this, oh, he's going to get a Stalker. That is something that has no escape possibility. The Stalker will go down. And then you run out on the map. You establish map control. You start to put a little pressure on maybe if herO has not built what he needs. And actually, yeah, he's going to force a shield battery on the high ground. As herO has, oh, there we go. herO has opted to go for a Stargate opener. He's going to get an Oracle too, which is nice. But Oracles against Marauders are not great. herO has to abandon the low ground. Losing that Stalker early on has really disastrous effects in this game number 3. Any probe that gets tagged is dead. Now, Marauders going up the high ground here are going to struggle because shield batteries going to keep the Adepts alive, and the Marauders don't do tons of damage to Adepts. But so too, the Adepts can't really get on top of this. But okay, there we go. Oracle will arrive. Adepts are going to kill off the rest of these Marauders as well. But still, that was a lot of mining time that herO had to sacrifice, and almost all the energy on the Oracle to make this happen. Now it's his turn to get aggression on the other side of the map. What do we have to defend? We have a bunker. That's going to be useful. 6 Marines, and we're going to see 5 Marines made at a time. That should be enough. Of course, it's 5 Marines to ward off an Oracle, and you want 3 or 4 Marines to deal with a Adept. Bunker changes that math, of course. Point being, there should be enough anti-air, anti-ground soon enough that Byun will be able to stay alive here. And actually, he's going to get a free Adept. herO with a little bit of the miss micro. You don't want to complete those Adepts. You want to cancel them. Okay, Oracle's in the main base, and there we go. Stasis Trap is going to get nothing done whatsoever. I mean, Preacher D, if I'm letting you think that I think Byun is going to win, or I think herO's going to win, I have no idea. These are 2 extremely evenly matched players. Byun, though, for now, doing a great job of zoning the Oracles out, preventing any sort of damage. But his sim is done. His +1 is going to be done rather soon. There we go. We get the Adept tag. That means the Adept is going to die. And notice, by the way, Byun has gotten a missile turret at both bases. He is committing to the pressure here. He's not going to allow himself to stay home and be forced to cower in fear over the Oracles. But oh wait, the Oracles, they're going to get this tech lab. And that means Combat Shield is going to be delayed significantly. It's not Stim. It's not the worst upgrade to lose, but still, that is a lot of HP. It's 10 HP per Marine that you just don't have access to. Of course, shield batteries are not yet done in this base, so we're going to see Byun Stim on forward. Blink is not yet done. These Stalkers, they're all going to go down. Wait, shield battery is done now, but no shield battery overcharge, which means it does not truly matter. Shield battery is good. It's not that good. All the Stalkers are dead. We're going to see the pylon die as well, which means hey, some free shield batteries, I guess. herO has no army left, although he warps in a couple more stalkers, and he's going to try to do something with that one, but there's another stim here, which means these stalkers, they do have blink. So they will be able to get out now, and that does mean that Byun is not going to be able to cancel the third. He got a lot of stalkers and knocked down a lot of the static defense from this army, but he's going to stem on top of things anyways. He's going to say, hey, I caught you sleeping here, herO. And he's going to get 2 stalkers, but the oracles stay alive. All right, the oracles will find, well, yeah, there we go. 1 oracle will go down. Stim is a terrifying thing. He's going to snap down 1 oracle. But the other thing we got to remember here, again, combat shields is late. It's slowing down the push of Byun. But he's actually going all in. This is going to be a 5 racks all in before the third. So we're going to have to see whether he has done enough damage to make that one worthwhile. For now, he's effectively doubling the army supply. And this drop in the main looks to be mostly undefended. It's going to force a recall. So he's going to get significant damage done in this economy before that goes down. And even then, it's just a bunch of stalkers. These Marauders have stim. They have +1. And they are terrifying beings indeed. And this shield battery cannot be overcharged. So the probes have to get pulled. 5 workers go down. Byun, he's going to force another warp in. And that really should be his key to leave. There are too many stalkers for him to really and truly fight. And actually, I'm not even sure he can leave. But the stalkers, they will spend their blink now. And the medevacs to get out. But that's not the only thing happening on the map here, because we got to push into the third base as well. No medevacs, though. So it doesn't have the longevity it otherwise might. And the push will stall out for a second. But Byun is swarming in this game. He drops the single Marauder that he has left, and the probes will kill that. That's fine. Now we got the army moving forward here. Widow Mines are just going to do what they can. Shield battery gets targeted down. Widow Mines forward, which means the stalkers, they got to be a little bit careful how they take this fight. And it's just going to be dead probes instead. Byun ripping apart the economy of herO in this game. But even still, remember, this is a late third base. And this was 4 and 5th barracks before the third. What this all means, Byun has to get more. Or, he has to get more to end the game. He does have a nice economic lead right now. 57 workers to 53 with mules. It matters. It matters a lot. I mean, in this game, maybe Preacher Team. Maybe. But I try really hard to not let bias infect my casts any more than I can help it. Generally, I try, but especially since some of the feedback I got after King of Battles, which, you know, may or may not have had some merit, I don't know. But when enough people say, hey, you're doing this thing wrong, it behooves you to listen to them at least a little bit. So, I try very hard to not be too biased. I try to be biased towards the story. All right, what is the best story to tell? But other than that, not really. Now, Byun's going to stim in once again. There's not a lot here for herO to defend. Shield battery overcharge is a powerful thing. And cannons are actually adding a significant amount of DPS. The force fields are going to keep half the army from fighting Byun, but he's going to carpet bomb with the Widow Mines. And we're going to have to see a big blink backwards, which means Byun can stim on forward even still, though the shield battery is keeping things alive, but it hasn't kept enough alive. The shield batteries are out of energy. But the cannons, they're going to be able to get a lot of damage here. It looks like, for now, herO is going to be able to force Byun back. The stalkers are going to blink forward. The zealots getting on top of things, but here is the army of Byun. herO, you got to run back. You got to go back to your static defense, bud. You don't have enough to fight the Terran in the open field. Not yet. And remember, Byun has a double upgrade lead too. So for every little bit of supply, it's that much more impactful. Oh man, these liberators as well, causing such a problem. The stalkers, what do? Do you blink on top of the liberators and die to the bio, or do you die to the liberators and let the bio go through anyways? As they are now sieging on forward. The shield batteries are down. The third base under tremendous fire. And Byun absolutely swarming here in this game. The damage he got was more than enough in the early game. And now the probes getting pulled one last time, trying to stay alive, but 23 of them are dead. Luckily for them, they're robots. Death is an anathema to them. But they're getting shut off and destroyed here into a million pieces. The Immortal goes down. The third base goes down. GG. Byun, he's up 2-1. In the bottom left, in the blue, he's up 2-1 here in this series, in the semifinals, looking for a date with Max Pax, I assume. He is Byun. And in the upper right, his opponent in the red, hoping, praying, striving to take us to a game number 5 for Dragon Phoenix Gaming. The one, the only, the smiling assassin, herO. But I am sorry that my cable just keeps being dumb. I went and recently bought a bunch of long cables so I could manage everything properly, and it didn't seem like this camera needed one. The cable was long enough, but apparently it's being ornery as we see a herO here. Wait, was this an yeah. Okay. We got proxy voids on the menu, boys and girls, guys, gals, non-binary pals. herO, with it all on the line, is going for a little bit of the fromage, a little bit of the fondue, hoping to rely on the fact that Byun never scouts. But folks, Byun did scout this game. Promethium, I spent 5 years at Arizona State getting my undergrad and master's in aerospace engineering and then robotics. But I'm on the East Coast now. There we go. Void Ray, or excuse me, Stargate on the way. And I think Byun's going to scout this. Oh, hey, he already knows where it is. The question, though, is how does he choose to defend? We have no pylon on. Oh, wait. Okay, never mind. That's an adept. So first and foremost, herO steals the gas. It's going to make it much more difficult to get mag field accelerators and proper numbers of cyclones. First and foremost, that's going to be annoying. But the problem right now is that the only probe that he has is in the main base, and the Marines are going to be able to kill this off. Like, you're going to zone it out properly. Oh, yeah, that was not a spot. herO thought he could make it out. He could not. And okay, there's a second probe on the map now. But what you really do need to have that pylon getting ready as early as you can. Oh, wait, the Adept's going to find his way in the high ground. He's going to be able to delay this bunker, and that is going to be very nice. So we see Byun going for the 1-1-1 hold. There are a couple of different ways to do this. But Byun has pretty much been forced into holding without cyclones because he has lost the gas. So it's a lot of Marines, reactive Marines as long as you can. You get a bunker up. That's always going to be nice. That bunker will complete. And then you get Widow Mines, because that means that the Protoss player has to sacrifice units to find your way up to the high ground. Oh, and an Adept find his way into the main base, though, and any sort of value that he can find there is always going to be rather nice indeed. The Adept will go down, though, so that's not going to be all that much, but it's going to be 4 Void Rays versus, or 1 Void Ray versus 4 Marines. Starting to maybe be a fair trade. I think it's more like the 3 numbers, what you're looking for. But we are going to see Vikings hit the field. We should see an eBay go down soon for a missile turret. And this version of the hold is a super interesting one. Again, we talk about whether build ideas, hold ideas are binary, or whether they're something that has a little bit more nuance to them. And this version of the hold feels super on that binary scale. Either it holds or it doesn't. There's no in between. And the Marines are going to move forward. We're going to see 1 Widow Mine go down. And of course, with the thick beams, these Void Rays can knock a bunker down super quickly. But also the shield batteries keeping them alive on the right side do not have energy anymore. So that makes it a little bit more difficult. We may even see an Adept get sacrificed here to knock down the Widow Mine, to put it on cooldown. Because that is the big problem that Byun is facing. Or that, excuse me, that herO is facing. And there we go. Okay, it's going to be a sacrifice probe. Well, this is going to take some damage, and there we go. So, yeah, okay, here's what you're looking for. We're going to see the supply depot go down now, which means actually the Adepts can get their way in the base anyways. But the big deal is this is a supply block Byun, and which means he can now lose the bunker. The bunker will go down, which means now the reactor can go down. herO has hit the alpha of Chads. 3 Void Rays are on the map, which is what it requires, or which is where things start to get very scary. I actually want to see an Oracle, though. Now, we are seeing Void Rays move forward to just eat up some shots with the Widow Mines. 1 Widow Mine does not kill a Void Ray, so that's what we see right now. You just heal back up on the shield batteries anyways, and there are plenty of them. You just don't want the splash damage. So we may even see another Void Ray run forward for the Widow Mine, trying to make something happen with that. And this is, Byun thinks he's held. He's going into tanks behind this, and I don't think he has. I don't think he has enough to deal with this. And we're going to see the starport go, yeah, should be enough. Oh, no, actually, there's enough repair for now. But we are starting to see some SCVs die. Notice what Byun is doing in this game. Okay, there's a tank out, which means you can't see the high ground stalkers as much. Byun is just sitting on top of this Widow Mine the entire game, doing what he can to try to bait the Void Rays into it. And these Void Rays, a bunch of them would now die to a Widowmine shot. We're at that point where they have eaten enough damage where that is somewhat annoying. But also, herO has not lost a... Oh, wait, that's not what I want. herO has not lost a single Void Ray. Ground unit, sure. Some shield battery, sure, but no Void Rays. And there does come a point where the Protoss just starts to snowball, and it's felt like we've been there for a little bit, but the Widowmines are just doing such a good job of making sure that doesn't happen. And again, I think you just get an Oracle. You reveal this army, you dive on top of the Widowmines, you kill them off before they get a shot, and you go from there. But instead, no. herO going for the next level of this play where he gets Phoenix, and he lifts the tank, dives in. Or maybe he drags the Widowmine on the army. That could be really cool, too. Okay, that bunker was not going to be allowed to survive. And Vikings are at a high enough mass that it is difficult for the Void Rays to take the fight now. So herO, he's got his natural underway. He's a Twilight on the way as well. He's developing himself into the mid game. But you got to remember, this is a Terran player that has double Mule for right now. He does have 2 orbitals. Okay, Widowmine's going to go forward. Dragon on top of the army. All of the bio is dead. The Widowmines are all on cooldown, and the Void Rays, they're trying to jump on top of everything. Can they kill off the Vikings in time? Thick beams get turned on. The Vikings are dying. The Vikings are dead. There's not enough here anymore. And this is it. Well played, herO. The suicide bomber. Actually, that's not the right thing to say on stream, but he drags the Widowmines on top of everything. Byun caught sleeping. I don't know what he could have done there instead of maybe split his Marines a little bit more. But now we're going to game 5. That was cool. In the upper right, in the blue, tied up in this series, give it up for Byun. And his opponent in the bottom left in the red. Taking game number 4 off of an incredible Widowmine drag, he is herO. And in this game number 3, Byun has a interesting barracks positioning. We're going to have to see if this is for anything more than just an oddly positioned Reaper barracks, or what he decides to go for. Byun has really been playing with this concept of Macaraxing. And while this is not technically a Macarax because it's in his main, it is somewhat out of the way. And on these big maps where there are multitudinous proxy locations, forcing the Protoss player to assume that you're going for that is well, it can have its advantages. Ah, okay, Prometheum. I am well acquainted with Chandler. I mean, Corn Muscles, I don't think we were... I mean, we were friends, but friends in that, oh, we used to do stuff a long time ago. I don't think we were in communication when I was in Arizona. Because you had left Composite years ago and I was doing my own thing. I wasn't playing StarCraft most of the time I was in Arizona. I took like a 4-year break. I played StarCraft up until the end of my freshman year. And I pretty much hit Masters, which was my goal. And then I went off to work at a summer camp up in Maine, middle of nowhere, did not play StarCraft for 3 months, came back, realized I hated the way playing it felt because it just felt so bad. I was losing every game, and I knew what I was supposed to do. I just couldn't make my hands do it. So I focused on my undergrad, focused on my master's, and then I came back to StarCraft with my PhD, or with COVID, actually, in like February, March 2020, right after Katowice. And here we are now. But in all fairness, I mean, I wasn't playing StarCraft back then. I was not streaming. I was not doing any of that. I was just an aerospace engineering nerd and a robotics nerd. Look what we got here in this game number 5. Byun, he's got an aggressive opening. This is 3 Reapers, 2 Hellions. There's a lot of worker damage represented in this small force. And herO has committed to a proxy Stargate. He's not going to have a ton of stuff at home, and he has no wall. So the Hellions, the Reapers, they're going to dive in. And here, you got to be very careful here, or you're going to lose a whole hell of a lot. We're going to see one Hellion go down immediately. Probes get pulled after the first Hellion dies, which just means they're going to die less. And oh, actually, it looks like herO is going to have a great hold. He loses 2 workers right now. It's going to be 3, sure, but person knows what happens in the main 3 Reapers, they do 2-shot. So 5 workers do go down. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, the Oracle is finding actually not much value, but it does get a Widowmine that looks to burrow, and now we're going to see an SCV go down. Looks like on the other side, the Reapers have been cleaned up, so 3 SCVs have died. And the Oracle should make it 4, so equalizing damage. And herO did not lose many units for that. Byun spent a lot. He spent 3 Reapers, he spent 2 Hellions, and he spent a Widowmine defensively at home. All of this does mean that herO is in an incredible position in this game number 5. He did not take much damage, or he took effectively equalizing damage, and he spent a lot less on it. And now we have Phoenix on the way, so herO is going to be able to dominate the skies. Of course, that's fair, corn muscles. Yeah, see, here's the thing, Prometheum. I like my seasons to come to me. I don't want to have to go travel for my seasons. It really helps you contextualize the passage of time in a way I did not truly remember or realize how much I was missing until I moved back to the East Coast, because I grew up in Virginia. But okay, we got Widowmine drop showing up, but Phoenix are already here, which means at the very least herO is aware of this. He should not lose anything to it. The Stalkers are in the proper position. So Widowmine goes down, Medevac goes down because Blink completes. And Byun again, he has been going for these aggressive options, and it just has not been working for him at all. And now herO, he's the one that has pressure on the map. The Widowmine drop got nothing done. The Reaper Hellion drop the Reaper Hellion pressure just got a little bit, but not enough to make itself worthwhile. Especially now with the damage that Byun took at home. Oh, wait a minute. With the Phoenix here on the map, how many do we have? It's only 1. So only 1 tank will get lifted. But if you lift 1 tank and blink on the other, that is, yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do. So 1 tank gets lifted, 2nd tank gets blinked upon, and that means 2 tanks are going to go down here at the very end. There we go. Marines do not have stim yet. In fact, stim is not even getting researched. A great power play from herO there. He has cut down so much of the defensive utility from Byun. And whether he chooses to get the bunker again, or whether he chooses to go into the main, the world is really and truly his oyster. The one downside is he does not have a Warp Prism. He cannot get much done on the other side, but there's a Viking landed, and that means that Byun is going to get a lot more damage than he got earlier. Vikings do so much probe damage. It is actually ridiculous. And the Liberator as well. I guess, what's that? Yeah. So Liberator's going to get a lot of sentries and a probe. Byun finding a really good way back into this game. He got 8 workers. He got 2 or 3 sentries. Damage to a Stalker. And what did he lose? 2 tanks? That's big, sure. But his bio army is still big. He still has probably enough to survive, especially with the lack of warpins that herO has across the field. This is not a commitment to an all-in. Even if there is 6 gateways, this is just herO putting pressure on the map. But he should, yeah, he's going to blink on top of this bunker and kill that. Well, actually just move forward and kill the bunker. And then blink backwards, so it's something. It means there's less defensive utility. But at this point, medevacs are out. Stim is very close to being complete. And herO, his job right now is to prevent Byun from moving across the map too quickly. It's also glittering ashes, so moving across the map is a difficult thing indeed. I'm getting a little bit worried for herO here, though. Oh, actually, he does have charge. Never mind. Because, again, the lack of splash damage was going to be a problem, but his +1 is just about done. His charge is complete. He's on... How many gateways is he on? He's on 8 gates. Actually, the Stalkers find their way to the natural, so that is going to be a dead third. Oh, it's dead. It's not even canceled. A bunch of workers are going to go down as well. We should have a recall available for these Stalkers at the end of things, but for now, they have killed the third. Byun is 100% all in right now. He has to, at the very least, get a base off of his opponent, and maybe even more. And with all the Zealots that are going to be on the map, that's going to be a difficult thing to do with charge with +1. But Byun, he stims in anyways. The force fields are going to be good, but actually the Zealots, they're stuck from behind. But now, though, there they go. getting on top of things. Half of the army of Byun is going down. The Stalkers are still on the other side of the map, though. They have not recalled. They're going to have to run home. That's right, because recall was used earlier. A Widowmine. Yep, there we go. herO blinks it. He does not take damage from the ladder. Byun, he's forced back. And in this game, where he has lost his third base, wow. His combat shields were not done. That is a problem indeed. And oh, look at the flank we got here. So many zealots, 8 zealots warping in from every side. Byun's army is in so much trouble right now, as to the fact that zealots take forever to warp in. Medevacs will go down. herO, he's chasing Byun down. Can he get him before he gets to the safe and friendly confines of his own base? I don't think so. Not enough to kill him, but certainly enough to make him struggle. Zealot's going to run forward. Widowmine. Friendly fire. No, it looks like it's going to be back home. Stalker's going to blink that out, and that should keep Byun safe for now. But more and more Zealots are warping in, and the tech is now on the way for herO. He has a Robo Bay on the way. Second Robo as well, and now we're going to have Zealots running again. Again, a couple of them are going to get stuck from behind, but the Stalkers, they blink forward. Widowmine shots. Only one of them is going to go off. It's going to go on the Sentry, which is nice. It actually adds a lot to this push. But the Zealots, they keep swarming in. herO, does he have enough to break Byun in this game? Number 5, the SCVs are going to get pulled. Byun, desperate to defend, but every moment that he does not have this third, every moment that he trades evenly is the moment that he falls further and further behind, but he's going to get on top of these Stalkers. 8 workers die, and there we have it. Zealots in the main, the death knell, the arrow in the knee. Byun in this game, number 5, 11 SCVs go down, and if his economy was not in shambles before, it certainly is now. Okay, so double Colossus on the way. Extended Thermal Lance, close enough to halfway done. Plus a 2-1 on the way as well. herO is about a minute from a extremely powerful timing where he will have 2 Colossus, 2 more on the way. Extended Thermal Lance done. All of his upgrades done. And that will be a intensely powerful army. Is Byun okay? Now, just pulling his army, no SCVs yet. But the one thing Byun does have going for himself just a little bit is that he does have, I was going to say an army supply lead, but that was before more stuff got warped in, although I want to say about 16 of that army supply is stuck in the Robo, is not done yet, which is a timing that Byun may be able to take advantage of as he looks to pressure where herO's 4th base is going to be. But the high ground, well, to quote someone, it's over, Byun. I have the high ground. It is so hard to kill your opponent in this map in particular, to the point where if, it's a best of 5 and Glittering Ashes is going to be there, I assume it's going to be a long series. Glittering Ashes, it's about a 15-minute map, which makes it really interesting. It gives tremendous comeback potential. All right, so Zealots will run forward as the Stalkers blink forward, trying to get on top of the Medevacs as much as they can. And with 4 Colossus here, and actually 2 Vikings. I was going to say 0, but with only 2 Vikings, that's a significant problem. You're not going to kill these Colossus off a time, and with +2, they hit like a freight train. Force fields are going to be fantastic. herO sectioned off some portion of Byun's army, and now he's the one rocking the army supply lead. Colossus move forward just to break the force fields. herO getting a little bit impatient here, but it's a big concave from Byun. Is it going to be enough, though? The SCVs get pulled. Mules as well, because why not? It's all down to that final engagement, but it's not going to be enough. Actually, wait a minute. No, not even. The Colossus, they're still undefended, but it does not matter because Byun's army, well, actually, wait a minute here. The army is going to get on top of the Colossus, but it's not going to be enough. GG, herO, he wins. Byun falls, and it is a PvP Grand Finals, folks. Hell yeah.